What the big difference in these shoes, or what you can feel, is certainly where the rocker placement is. So you can sort of feel the rocker starts earlier on in this shoe, so the tilt starts. Shoe comparison I've got for you guys today, we've got the Saucony Endorphin Pro up against the Nike Vaporfly 3. So a bit of a super shoe battle here. We're going to go through their similarities, differences and their key features, and hopefully from that, that's going to give you guys a great indication of which of these race shoes is the best for you. But before we get into it, massive shout out to my #1 running store, the Running Company at Geelong. I've got a link to their website in my description, so make sure you go check out that and check out all their running gear. And again, if you guys want to support this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right, so checking out our quick specs here. Now what is jumping out to me is certainly the weight. So the Vaporfly, the lighter shoe, it's an ounce lighter than the Pro. Can you actually feel that on the foot? Well, yes you can. So it certainly does feel like the lighter and more nimble shoe. Now what is also interesting is have a look at the prices there. So in Australia, the Endorphin Pro is actually more expensive than the Vaporfly, but in America, it's reverse. So I don't know what's going on there, exchange of the dollar or whatever, but obviously Saucony in Australia are more expensive here in Australia than what they are in the US. And in our uppers, so with the Pro 4, so engineered mesh here is what they're using in their material, but very light, very breathable. Heel counter wise, there's a bit of play here, tiny bit of structure, but not too much, but that's expected in a race day shoe. Padding wise, there's a little bit of padding here, mainly just around the heel collar here, but mainly down, just really going along that heel there. So it's really soft and really nice feeling material. In the tongue, so the tongue is sewn up both sides of the shoe, so it's a sort of a booty design type shoe, so it's all incorporated into the one, but the tongue here obviously doesn't need to be gutted because it's sewn in, it won't move around at all. It's a stretched knit type tongue, so it's like the ones that they're using on the Asics Nimbus 25 or 26, if you're familiar with that. So nice and stretchy tongue, as you can see there. They've got this cool little pull over here that you can switch over and hide your shoelaces in this shoe. Now with these laces are probably too long, they're probably too stretchy, but they're doing an okay job. They haven't come undone, they're just a little bit too long. Lockdown wise, excellent lockdown in this shoe, no problems at all. The fit, true to size in the length, and in the width, it's fine as well. So it's probably just medium in the width department. Comfort wise, very comfortable shoe, and the build quality, again, is also excellent. And what we're gonna find in the Vaporfly 3, so they use Flyknit. So this is obviously a new version of the Flyknit. They changed their Flyknit in each sort of model, but yeah, it's pretty much just these huge holes all the way through the shoes, just like a net, and obviously that results in excellent breathability. So super light and airy upper. In the heel counter of the Vaporfly, so again, there's a little bit of structure here, but there's also got some play. It's a little bit more structured than what you're gonna find in the Pro 4, which is surprising. Now padding wise, the only padding that they've got on this shoe, they've got an internal heel pad here that wraps around on the inside of the shoe around the heel, so that's quite nice. And it also does a great job of assisting the lockdown in this shoe. In the tongue, we do have a really paper thin tongue here, but it's got a little bit of padding on it, so just where it rests up on top of the foot, which is nice. They've got a nice little cutout here in the shape of the tongue so it can splay over the top of your foot. Laces wise, they've got those little notched laces. The lacing system is sort of skew if, so it's off center on the side, so you don't have that direct laces pressure on top of your foot, so that works. Lockdown in this shoe is, I'm going to say it's okay, but I've had an issue in one foot over the other. So, but I guess that's because my obviously feet are different sizes, but I find one shoe I can nail the lockdown in, and the other shoe I can't really nail that down. But overall, it's not really an issue. Fit wise, this shoe is also true to size in length. I'm going to say the toe box is a little bit on the roomy side, but again, that's totally okay. And in the comfort's not too bad, but the Pro is definitely the more comfortable shoe. And build quality as well, the Pro 4 has got the better build quality over the Nike. And in our midsole, so in the Pro 4, they've got dual density midsole. So they have got a footbed that is made up of their super responsive premium Power Run HG foam. And then from that, they've got their carbon plate, and then they've got their Power Run PB foam. But they've got a full-length carbon plate in this shoe, obviously giving this shoe some rigidity. Now, this shoe is super, super stiff. So, very, very stiff shoe. And geometry-wise, they've got a 4-foot rocker, which they call their speed roll. And that starts about here. So, it's further up on the shoe is what we're going to find later here in the Vaporfly. But it's quite a prominent rocker in this shoe. Now with our Vaporfly, so what we've got here, obviously Zoom X, that's Nike's premium race day foam. It's probably the leading foam on the market. So they've got a layer of Zoom X, then obviously sandwiched into that, they've got their fly plate or their full-length carbon plate, and obviously that's giving the shoe some rigidity, but it's probably a little bit more flexible than the Pro 4, which is surprising to me. So yeah, a little bit more flex in the Vaporfly, yeah, than what you're going to find in the Pro. Yeah, definitely the more flexible shoe here. Then they've also got another layer of their Zoom X underneath that carbon plate. Now, geometry-wise, they've also got some rocket geometry here. But the geometry here, it actually starts further back on the foot, and it is more of a gentle type rocker. So it promotes more of a natural foot strike. And in our outsole, so with the Pro 4, so we've got pretty much the entire forefoot covered in rubber, and that's pretty much what all shoes are doing these days. So complete rubber coverage on the forefoot. We've got exposed foam through the middle and that exposed carbon plate. And then they also put their rubber here in the high wear areas at the back. Now, Saucony have had their issues in the wet with the rubber that they use. They've got a brand new pattern here on this lattice design, and the grip has definitely improved from previous versions, but I have still found it a little bit slippery on those wet roads, but it's definitely improved. Now, durability wise, excellent, no issues here, and obviously the grip is fine in the dry, but not so good in the wet. And in the Vaporfly, so again, very similar design here as what you're going to find in the Pro. Complete rubber coverage on the forefoot, exposed foam through the middle of the shoe, and obviously rubber again in the high wear areas, and also the little window there where you see the exposed carbon plate. Now what's different here, we have got a waffle pattern, so it's the pattern that they use on their rubber, and the grip on this shoe is really nice. So great in all conditions, not as slippery as what this one is in the wet. Durability wise though, it's still going okay. I've worn this one in my last marathon, and there is a little bit of wear against it, but nothing really concerning. Both these shoes are pretty durable. Right, now in the ride and performance, so first word that comes to mind with the Pro 4 is smooth. So it's a very smooth, clean ride. So it's responsive, and it's quite propulsive. So this late stage rocker, so it's not super late like you're going to find in the Elite, but this speed roll just right up on the ball of the forefoot, and it just tilts you forward. It does a great job of keeping those legs ticking over. So certainly more aggressive than what you're going to find in the Vaporfly. But yeah, there's not a lot of bounce, there's not a lot of squish into this foam, it's not cloud-like. It's a very stable ride, but yeah, just very efficient as well. So very efficient. When your foot hits the ground, there's not a lot of movement. It just smooths straight forward into the foot strike, nice and late, and it keeps going. Nice smooth landing, and then it just keeps you going like that. Yeah, it doesn't feel explosive or super fast or wild or lots of wow factor or anything like that. Just clean, smooth, efficient ride. Really, really nice here. And in the Vaporfly, so the first word that comes to mind is fast. So super fast because it's so light and it feels like you're wearing nothing on the foot. Just really feather light. Very responsive shoe. This one it is the softest shoe, especially through the heel, so you do squish down more in this shoe. And then you get a little bit more bounce and energy return in this shoe, but it's not that different. What the big difference in these shoes or what you can feel is certainly where the rocker placement is. So you can sort of feel the rocker starts earlier on in this shoe, so the tilt starts further back in the foot strike, and it's not as aggressive, it just lets you roll through gently and then keep going. Whereas in the Pro, your foot's landed and it's later on in the strike, and then it's a more aggressive tilt up. This one, not so aggressive, so further back and more of a gentle push forward. Now, the big difference also in this is the landing. So this shoe is far more unstable when you start landing through the midfoot and the rear foot. So this if you're a bit of a heavy pronator, you're going to feel this shoe move a lot. So it can be quite unstable for a lot of people, because you have a look at the width of both these two shoes, there's quite a significant difference. So this shoe a lot more narrower, especially through the heel of the shoe. But yeah, the big difference here, very responsive. It's a fast shoe, a more gentle rocker, but this one is unstable. And comfort-wise in the ride, I think the Pro wins here, because there's just not so much movement when the foot hits the ground. So this one can get a bit loose and wild as you hit the ground, as you're running through, where this one's much more clean, much more efficient, I think, in my opinion. Okay, so best shoes for both these shoes. So they both built for race day. However, the Pro 4 is very versatile. So this shoe is, because of it's so stable, it's quite comfortable at going all paces. So you can jog in this shoe, you can do steady efforts, tempo efforts, all the way up to your race day, and it is fine for all of that. So very versatile shoe, very comfortable shoe. It's a very safe shoe. The Vaporfly gives you is, it's a fine-tuned race day shoe. So it's just built for that top-end speed. Don't worry about the comfort. It's got lots of breathability. It's feather light. It's just made to get you to the finish line as quick as possible. So yeah, not so versatile. This one, yeah, definitely only suited to those race days and those really fast workouts. It does feel, it's a bit too unstable and a bit too clunky to be just jogging around in. If you want to do that in your race day shoe, then this one is the better option for that. Right, so just wrapping it up, it's going to come down to you and what do you want out of your super shoe. So what you're going to get here in the Pro 4, you're going to get a very versatile shoe. So you're probably going to get more bang for your buck here. You can jog in this shoe, you can do your long runs in it, your steady efforts, tempo efforts, and it's certainly quick enough for your race day. Remember, it's an ounce heavier than the Vaporfly, so it's probably going to lack that top end speed that you're going to get with this shoe. This shoe is far more stable and it is the safer option. And what you're going to get out of the Vaporfly 3 is speed. Okay, so it's just tuned for your race day, designed to get you across the finish line as quick as possible. Not so much of an emphasis here on stability or comfort, just to get you to the finish line as fast as possible. So what do you look for in your super shoe? Which one are you going to pick? Let me know in the comments below. You're going to go for a little bit more stability, go for the more stable shoe, or you are just going to go for the speed machine? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Really interested to hear those. Hope you liked that one. Any questions again, also leave those ones in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.